You both in where are you guys in Bucharest?
I'm in Bucharest. Mircea is like 200 miles away.
Yeah. Okay, cool. You know, I was there for a wedding. I was telling him for a friend of mine married a Romanian girl, and I was there in Bucharest, and then my wife and I rented a car, and we went to Mamaia, you know, and went to the vineyards over there, and in you know Romania. You have a beautiful country, man.
Yeah, I think so too. And the country changed. I guess it's been a while since you came here, and especially Mamaia.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, boys. We are live. Hello, hello. This is Ricardo and Carlos Salguero from Marketer Brothers. We have some very special guests today, dear friends of mine that I've grown to admire and respect, and that they've inspired me in my entrepreneurial journey. And as you know, Marketer Brothers is a channel where we want to add huge value to entrepreneurs out there, both their lives, their businesses, and their journey. And there's no better people, in my opinion, than to get people here that have not only talk the talk, but walk the walk. And these two dudes are really, in my opinion, not only amazing human beings, but also amazing entrepreneurs. And they've done something that it's very, very inspiring. And I'll let them tell the story, but please welcome to Marketer Brothers, Alex, Jurca and Mircea. These two guys are special. Alex is in Bucharest, Alex?
Yeah.
Romania. And Mircea is in where?
Neva.
Neva, which is, where's Neva in Romania?
Approximately 300 miles from Bucharest. It's a small city, but it's good.
That's awesome.
It's not raining, like Alex said. It's raining in Bucharest. It's not raining in Neva. So.
There you go, man.
So it's snowing here in Denver. It's beautiful in Florida, as you guys can see where Ricardo is at. He has the pool behind them, and we're very jealous. We are all very jealous. But hey, we can take it. We can take it. So you know,
guys are welcome anytime. You know.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And I can't wait to go again to Romania, guys. It was amazing to visit there with you guys. How long was it? A year ago?
Is it a year? Did a year pass already?
I don't know, man. The time flies. So when you're having fun, but I think it was a year ago. And guys, I mean, what amazing hosts. I had to fight him every time we would go to a place and trick them into letting me pay for things and things like that, which is to me amazing, and it was funny at the same time. We had an awesome time, so I'm really thankful for your hospitality when I was there. Guys, tell us a little bit about who you are. You know, where you came from, where you were born, how were you guys as kids? I think, you know, I always ask this question because Ricardo was the black sheep of the family growing up, right?
Yeah, I'm guilty, man. I'm guilty.
Getting kicked out of school, and he probably had a conditional letter of admission in school ever since he was in kindergarten.
Kindergarten. Yeah, I still get the record, man. I still get the record. Don't take it away from me.
You know, 2 decades later, the teachers still remember him, right? So created a long-lasting memory in the school system down in Ecuador. And I was kind of the polar opposite. You know, I was a good student, graduated with honors, and, you know, did things kind of, you know, how I was supposed to, not necessarily the right way. It's just I kind of, they told me to do something and I did it. So tell us about you guys.
I think I relate to Ricardo a lot. I was the black sheep. Because I think I had a thing for money since early ages. I wanted to make money. That was a goal of mine, and I tried all entrepreneurial ways, from like playing pool for money and poker and all that, and all kind of things. And after many adventures and some college, we ended up starting an online business like 4.5 years ago. What was it, right, Mircea?
Yeah.
Yeah. March 2015, we had our first sale, and yeah, we are happy. We ended up in this place, meeting awesome people like you guys, and I like the name Marketer Brothers.
Right? I was amazed he was available when I was looking for it. To be honest, it was like, wow, this is available. I'm on. I bought it on the spot.
Yeah, we're getting some feedback.
Turn off the thing. You're probably doing a watch party on Facebook.
Yeah, mine is off.
Okay, cool. I think we're good now.
Yeah.
So, Alex, I mean, I think obviously you're being very humble. I think, in my opinion, I know a little bit more of your story. So, you were a very successful poker player, online poker player, for a while. So, tell us about that, because I think it's interesting. You know, in your quest for being an entrepreneur, maybe, or making money, how did you end up doing that?
I have an older brother who's 4 years older than me, and we were super competitive, and we ended up getting into poker, and we found it super competitive, and we fell in love with the game because as probably many of the people watching this understand, poker is not a game of luck, especially if you play it long term. So we got into that space, and I'm happy to say I was doing well, because I also surrounded myself with great poker players. I was going into vacations with top 10 players in the world, and that played a huge role in my poker career, which lasted for like 9 years, 8 years or something. I had quite a bit of fun doing that, because I was traveling a lot. I was 1 month in Bali, 1 month in Rio de Janeiro at the age of 25. So what can be better than that, right?
Sounds like a tough life, man. Sounds like a really tough life.
It wasn't easy, but we had so much fun doing it, and I still remember those days with a huge smile on my face, and I'm happy I went through that. After that, it was time for a change, and yeah, we ended up here.
Yeah, no, and one thing that you said is like you enjoyed it, but it was hard work as well, right?
Super
I mean,
hard.
You'd spent a lot of time honing your craft, because a lot of people say, "Oh man, you probably just inspired 100 people right now listening to this." It's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go play online poker," right? And they're gonna start tomorrow.
It's a full-time job.
Yes. And then some, right?
Yeah.
And why did you stop playing? I mean, you know, I'm a poker enthusiast myself. I played a little bit of online, but mostly in person. You know, I go to Vegas. I play with my friends. You know, I'm a decent poker player. One day when we meet, we should play. But you know, how did you started the whole poker player thing, and why did you stop? Why did you stop?
Well, we started with just like the feeling of getting competitive, and we loved the game. We used to play, you know, on those old computers. You would have those games like Solitaire and Hearts, all with cards. So we were pretty good at that, me and my brother. So we started playing for fun, and we understood there are ways to make money. We would play free rolls and win, like top place was $30, and we would go crazy on them, like playing multiple tables and trying to win as many as possible. And when we understood that there's money to be made, well, for some kind of poor people that I moved to Bucharest, and I remember my father was giving me like $300 for a month. including rent, and that's not a lot. It wasn't a lot back then, so any extra money was good. So we found our way. We scaled it to big amounts, and then I don't know if you know, but they call it Black Friday, the moment when American players were banned.
Yes.
So that was basically the top of the hill, and then poker industry started declining. Why? Because we have a U.S. audience, I guess. It's kind of weird to say that, but American players are not the best, so we would get some easy money off of them, and we would play during nights just to play with them. So when that happened, things started to change. But I stopped playing after like 3 or 4 years after that event, just because I felt that I need a change. At the level I was playing, poker was pretty tough to take on, especially for my brains were hurt, if I can say that. And I also had a kid coming, so I thought like I need to create something more of myself, and I wanted to get into the business space and all that. So that's how I said, okay, let's stop this and start something new. I had a bit of money on the side, and I wanted to use that and start something new.
Nice. Dude, I remember when that day very clearly. I think I had like $200 in PokerStars or whatever, you know, and I logged in, man, and it was a big sign, you know, the FBI, you know, it's poker's now banned in the U.S. and it's illegal and stuff like that. And it's a buddy of mine was a U.S. poker player. I guess he wasn't as bad as the other players, you know, because I mean he had like a couple 100,000 in his account when this whole poker got banned. So it was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Every industry goes through this, man. Every single industry. Doesn't matter what it is. Eventually it catches up to it, right? So Mircea, tell us a little bit about you, man. How were you as a kid? Were you like Alex or different? Where you come from?
Yeah, well, I'm from a small city in Romania. Basically, I went to high school with Alex. We didn't know each other back then. We ended up being partners a few years later. Well, I can say I was a super normal kid. I really liked sports and being competitive. I played tennis for like a year. After that, my parents' funds were over, so I needed to start another sport. And I went and played football or soccer in the US. I played for like 10 years. I ended up being very good. I was the captain of the team for a lot of time, and unfortunately, things didn't go as I wished them to go. I remember the moment I quit soccer was a moment when basically a big person from a big club in Romania came, and he saw me. He congratulated me and said I did a very good game. But unfortunately, another guy paid for his place in the team, and he won't take me to that team. So that was the moment I said, okay, I'm done with sports. I think this helped me a lot because being super competitive, being forced to be careful about your nutrition and about your mental state, forced me to think in a certain way.
It gives you a lot of discipline, man. You know, I mean, professional sports is rough. It's I mean, discipline is a huge component of being an athlete and on being and being an entrepreneur too.
For sure, and I'm not sure how it's in the US, but in Romania, I mean, football, it's played especially by kids who don't really have a lot of money. So it was tough fighting a lot of kids who were tougher, a lot of them tougher than me, and it was hard, but it was a lot of discipline, like you said, and it was good for me. after that, I went to college and started playing poker as well. I
Okay.
ended up being coached by Alex, and yeah, we ended up being friends, and the rest is history, I guess.
Cool.
And now we are marketer brothers.
That's right.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Love it. Yeah, and you know, it's funny. When we first came up with the names, both in Spanish and English, it was about Ricardo and I, the brothers, right? But as we've thinking about this and through the interviews of people that are, you know, so amazing and telling us their journey, we're like finding out that the term brothers applies to all the marketer brothers, right? All the entrepreneurs brothers out there, and it's really something that we are super passionate about, especially after my dad passing away earlier this year. Is like, what an amazing way to honor his memory, knowing that, you know, he came from very humble beginnings. You know, he had nothing as a kid. He would clean shoes to make some money. He had to probably walk 10 miles to go to school and back and things like that, which, you know, now we are in completely a different era of entrepreneurship, you know, a completely different era of doing this. And I remember, Mircea, you telling me when I was there, the story about, you know, when you decided to get in business, right? And not having any money, right?
Yeah.
So tell us about that, please.
Yeah, well, I was pretty obsessed with, I don't know, creating a future for myself. So I played poker for a while. I was not as successful as Alex but I was doing okay. After a while, it started being, I don't know, pretty impossible to make money. At least for me, it was super, super hard. So I decided I need to change something. And I searched for like a year or something like that for a business or something that would bring me the financial freedom I wanted, and found a course online, attended the webinar, and ended up calling my wife at 6 a.m. and asking for money to buy that specific course. Actually, those money were saved by her to buy a car, her dream car, which was 2.5K, which is nonsense, I guess, to many of us. But right now, but back then, $2,500 was a lot for us. She gave me the money. I bought the course, and yeah, after that we partnered. I partnered with Alex, and thankfully, she got a very nice new car 2 years after that.
I've been in the car.
It was a good investment, man. It was a good investment.
Right?
It was. The return was super high.
Yeah. No, but I mean, you guys partner up, right? Tell us about that, because look, there's a lot of people that partner up every day, and then they realize, shoot, I made a mistake, right? One partner does more than another, or they feel like one does that more than another, and there's differences, conflict. How have you guys resolved that? Because a lot of people out there that have partners or want a partner, I think it's super valuable that you guys give them some insight into your partnership and how that evolved.
Yeah, well, I think the first and the most important thing is that our emotional intelligence levels were pretty similar. So we were, I don't know, used to being forced to play a lot of hours, which was basically working a lot of hours. We were used to being forced to take on pressure, which was money pressure as well, because in poker, for somebody to win, somebody has to lose. It's a zero-sum game, so it's tough having a losing streak. And yeah, I guess we knew each other. We had faith one in another, and yeah, it just went well for us. But I think being on the same level as your partner, it's a big thing, and having somehow similar priorities and dreams, because we see a lot of guys who who partner up, and one of them just wants to buy a car, and the other one wants to build a big company, and they end up not in a very good place because of that.
Yeah. No, and you guys have made it work, even though you guys are pretty far away distance-wise, correct?
I'm trying to change that, Carlos.
Are you?
Yeah.
Well, I think you've been telling me this ever since I met you. So it'll be the biggest sale of your life. But when I heard how Mircea lives, and I heard that he has a chef that comes and cooks for him every single day, and how much he charges you, I was like, oh, dude, man, you have us all beat, right? Because that's one of my dreams, right? Having somebody that prepares my meals and that I'm like, I don't even have to think about it. And I have to eat, I can eat super healthy and fresh ingredients and organic everything and stuff like that. I mean, my wife does an amazing job, but if we could have somebody that does it for the both of us, man, it's like, hey.
Yeah,
like,
dude, that's actually why I'm moving my entire family to Ecuador next year, man. It's exactly because of that. Because, you know, here in the U.S., man, you gotta clean, you gotta cook, you gotta do pretty much everything for yourself. And in Ecuador, I mean, for less than $500, man, you can have somebody to cook, clean, do everything for you. So that's exactly. I mean, I'm taking all my family, moving them to Ecuador, man. That's exactly what I'm doing.
yeah.
Well, in Romania, it's similar. It's similar. $500. It's enough. At least in Bucharest, not really.
I'm getting Mircea to move Carlos and paying for the food.
There you go.
You know, historically speaking, when I set a goal, some way or another, I get to accomplish it. I'm showing him the good parts of Bucharest. I'm like, well, this could be the place you could live in and all that. So hopefully next year you'll make the move.
It's a long game, man. But I have no doubt in my mind that you can do it.
Have you guys seen the Warren Buffett movie? Because I like that partnership.
No, I haven't seen it, but I'm gonna go watch it after this.
I gotta go see it. I haven't seen it either.
For sure. It's
So
nice.
you guys get together, you start this Amazon business, you pick a category, and how did it go for the first few months? I mean, tell us, you know, what was the thought process then? And I mean, it has grown quick, guys. I've seen businesses that take 10 years to do what you guys have done in a very short period of time. So what do you think was the catalyst of this whole thing, and how did you guys complement each other as you were building it?
Oh boy, I still remember to this day because Mircea picked the sports niche, and I remember us choosing a product, and then he said we are going to order 150 pairs. It was some gloves. And I was like, no man, that's way too little. We should order 250. Let's go crazy, right? So that was actually our first order. And after that, we had like super fast 500, 1,000 order. And I don't know, it took us like 3 weeks, if I remember correctly, to talk about the second product. And when we, after like a week of launching it, we were already selling some. So we wanted to scale as much as possible. I had some money, as I said, from the poker days left over. And I said, let's put it all in. And I believe in the next 3-4 months, we launched like 4 products, Mircea, if I'm
something like that. We moved super fast.
So
all in,
fast with that. So
all in. That's how you were.
That's, I mean, like a good poker player, man. Like a good poker player, you're going all in. But how? I mean, and what's interesting is, I mean, you guys are in Romania, right? I mean, and you launched your Amazon business here in the U.S., right? I mean, you know, it's. Had either of you been in the U.S. before you actually launched the product?
I haven't. No, no.
Well,
Oh,
it's just
actually, I have. Wait, I have. I've been to a seminar in Dallas like 3 months before us starting the business, but it was like 3 days in a place haven't really seen the US. So
well.
yeah,
I
it's
mean,
crazy
to
about
me,
it.
it's very interesting because I mean, there's, what we've seen with entrepreneurs we interview is that they don't accept obstacles. They just deal with the obstacles and excuses. I mean, you guys have never been in the US. You've never sold in Amazon. And you've launched the brand, and you've actually, English is not even your first language. And you're doing a business here in the US where a lot of people are like, oh, I'm not ready, I don't have a perfect logo, I don't have this. And it's just, I mean, and you guys just hustled and went all in something you've never done before, with the course that your wife made an amazing investment instead of getting a car. you know
Well, it's Mircea was broke. I was close to broke, but with a kid on the way. And when you must do things, you find a way. So we
That's
just
true.
started it and just went ahead with it, and overcame any obstacle on the way. And yeah, that's basically what it is in any business, I guess. Because if you would know how many obstacles you would find on the way, you would never start anything. So you just
Exactly.
have to trust the process of overcoming things and getting a thicker skin and all that.
Focus on the solution, not the problem, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So you guys start the brand, things start clicking, growing, you're excited, all the chips are on the table, and you start obviously working, building your team, because now you have a team. And in the beginning, I'm sure it was just the two of you guys. You start delegating some things. And I think what you guys did right, in my opinion, because I see a lot of Amazon sellers, is you guys diversified as well. You guys started a website and didn't really rely 100% on Amazon for your business. So tell us what the decision process of that was. And in my opinion, you guys did that very successfully. You leveraged social media in a huge way. In fact, Mircea, you can tell us about the accolades you guys have earned social media wise. And that's probably something also that you didn't know before, correct?
Yeah, exactly. Well, we both decided that it would be a good thing to go on other platforms as well. We chose Shopify because back then, I think now more than ever, it's super friendly with entrepreneurs trying to build a business there. It's not really techy, and you don't need to be like a computer guru to be able to make your own website there. We decided that I mean, Alex was super used to this because he was playing high stakes poker, and I was kind of used to it. And we decided to basically go towards paid advertising a lot, and not try to build something organic that takes years and years to build. And we didn't focus on SEO. We just focused on advertising. We decided to choose Facebook because it was the most popular platform back then, and things haven't changed since then. We basically created a website like I told you there. Started running ads, and we basically took baby steps towards learning everything that Facebook advertising means. We started with $5 budgets, ended up spending, I think, 100K per month in our peak months. We ended up meeting and being invited by our Facebook representative to a dinner in Prague, and yeah, we basically ended up in a very good place when we talk about our own website. Regarding the social media strategy, I think we didn't really do much besides the Facebook advertising thing, but in our opinion, and I remember you telling us that you see us everywhere, and before working with you and partnering with you, you told us that, oh my God, I can't get rid of these ads. So yeah, we were retargeting like crazy and doing lots of campaigns and trying to optimize everything. And yeah, we
so Mircea, first of all, you guys are so darn humble that I need to get these things out from you guys like this, right? But you know what you're not telling people is that in the process of learning Facebook advertising, you have to fail a lot. You have to test and retest and retest. And a lot of people, what they do is they try one campaign, they try one ad, it doesn't work, and they quit, right? I think 99% of people do that. How many iterations did you guys have to go through and tests and trial and error to get it to a place where it was working?
Wow, thousands of them for sure. And what we basically did good, in my opinion, is that we focused on reading psychology as well and trying to understand the buyer behavior and why people buy and what makes people stop from that I don't know, nonsense scrolling on Facebook. And we found ways to make them stop and to make our ads pop up and be super visible on Facebook while being on the legal side of it and not using I don't know, super black and I don't know, shady stuff.
Right, deceitful advertising, right?
Yeah. It's we try to make a long-term strategy and stick to it and just try to understand our audience better. We created avatars. We created basically and tested everything we could just to make sure we stay ahead of the curve and yeah, we basically made money because in the end, advertising a lot and not tracking properly, it's a bad thing that a lot of entrepreneurs do, because nowadays you see a lot of businesses that just say these words: I need to be on social media and I need to advertise, but they don't keep track of anything. They don't really track their results properly. They don't know how to do this. And in my opinion, it's super simple nowadays to do it. You just need to be focused and take the appropriate steps.
You can track everything, and it's people forget it's just a math game, right? I mean, if it costs you, I mean, just to give a number, if it costs you $10 for a lead and that lead is buying $20 from you, you're making money, you know. And people forget about that, you know. Like you're saying, you know, people forget to track. They just want the recognition, you know, that I'm in Facebook, I'm in Instagram, I'm doing this, you know, I have a website, and also people sometimes get scared, you know, they're like, oh, you know, I'm advertising too much, or I'm spending too much in advertising. And as long as the end result is positive, I mean, it doesn't matter, you know. It's sometimes some entrepreneurs are afraid to grow too big, you know, and it's just a matter of being confident and knowing what you're doing and scaling, you know, scaling and doing it the right way and have patience.
Yeah, and people like a lot, I don't know, the super glamorous stuff, and we sometimes made this mistake as well. They always think that you know something, there's a big secret behind it, and it's not. It's really a process that needs to be followed day and night, and you just need to be patient and stick to the plan.
Well, we go back to that discipline, right? The same as being an athlete, just having a good plan and having the discipline to carry it through and keep going and just, you know, I'm sure you had a lot of people, a lot of friends, a lot of people that were saying, you know, this is not going to work. Why are you doing this? And you just sticking to your plan and have patience and doing it, you know?
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. So as you guys were growing and as this was clicking and you guys were excited about it, what are some of the lessons that you learned along the way? And you know, those are super key in my opinion, because a lot of people are looking for the magic pill. You know, they want quick results. Like you said, short-term thinking is a problem right now. They think that success happens overnight, and it never does. So tell us a little bit about what lessons you learned and how did those apply to your success in business?
I think the biggest lesson that we learn is that, and this is what we try to tell everyone, is in such businesses and in big businesses in general, we're not talking about like super short-term thinking where you buy Bitcoin for 1,000 now and you sell it for 10 tomorrow. It's all about the process. It's all about thinking long-term, and it's never about one quick fix. In the Amazon space and the Shopify space, what made our brand successful is not 1, 2, or 10 things. It's maybe hundreds of them. But small tweaks, just small improvements, us being obsessed in a way with the business and with improving our products and doing as good as creating them as well as possible. That's what made the brand profitable. So it's never the quick way. That's something that I think all of us have to learn one way or another. Some people are stuck in that mindset for their life, and they never make anything big out of it. So in my opinion, that's the most important thing. Because along the way, don't get us wrong, we tried some quick fixes. We've seen courses that would promise you #1 ranking with $500 or stuff like that. It's never like that. It's just so weird, because those promises are there, but it never happens.
Yeah. What about you, Mircea?
Yeah, and I think having a good mental state and asking yourself empowering questions instead of asking stupid questions like, what if I lose all my money? What if the business goes down tomorrow? You could ask yourself, I don't know, how could I reach the highest heights? How could how could I improve? What if I'm going to build a $10 million business? Those are empowering questions that keep you on track and help you, stick to the plan, like I said, day and night, because it's a long process. And people usually like the overnight success stories because they're super glamorous and it's nice to hear them. And usually people get interviewed like you interview us when the business is successful. And not in the very beginning. And people get the wrong idea that they need to be successful in 3 months or in 5 or in 10. I mean, it's a long process and you have to stick to it. And if your intensity levels and your motivation is high, and you can keep it like that with a good partner and with empowering questions and being present every day and being grateful with everything you learn, even though the business is not running good at that specific moment, I think this will help you overcome a lot of obstacles.
Well, yeah, and you know that the whole the magic of thinking big. You know, I mean, trust yourself, and sky's the limit. Sky's the limit. It's my wife was laughing yesterday because we had a pest control guy. It's a guy that came and sprayed our house, for ants and stuff like that. And he was saying, I have people calling me all the time, but I don't want to hire more people. I don't want to deal with the hustle. I'm good that way that I am. I'm good having 2 clients a day and stuff like that. And yeah, I mean, if you think that if most people put those obstacles themselves, it's not that life is telling you, oh, you can't go grow any bigger, you can't do it. Just you're doing it yourself. So you gotta believe in yourself and you work hard, man, sky's the limit. I mean, every billionaire, every huge business owner started from zero. You know, so it's possible for everybody.
Yeah, and like me and Alex we always talk about the concept that your business cannot exceed the level of personal development that you have at a specific moment. So basically, you need to put time and to try to make progress in your personal life as well. Read a lot of stuff, read good stuff, not only success stories that make you anxious and I don't know, nervous. You basically need to take control of your own mind and stay focused and just look at the process like something that needs to be done in order to achieve what you really want.
Always grow, you know, always try to grow and grow mentally, grow emotionally. That's super important. You know, it's you know, Tony Robbins, actually, I was listening to an interview with him, and he's interviewed presidents and billionaires and, you know, leaders of industry, and somebody asked him, you know, what is the most common thing that you see in every successful person? You know, success can mean an athlete, success can mean many things. And he said, they're always hungry. You know, they're always hungry. They're always looking to improve. They're, you know, even Bill Gates said, you know, that if he would have one superpower, will be to be able to read better, to read faster. You know, so just always learn. You know, always keep learning, always keep educating yourself. And nowadays, as you guys know, with the internet, I mean, we can learn anything. Anything is in our disposal. You know, I mean, you want to learn rocket engineering, you can go to YouTube and learn. And I mean, literally, you can learn anything you want. So sky's the limit.
Yeah, you talked about in the early days of poker, Alex was your mentor in poker. What do you think the value of mentorship is? Because look, you said it, Alex. There's a lot of $500 guys out there, and even $5,000 or even $50,000 guys out there that will sell you on the idea that I'm the best coach there is, and that you should listen to me, and blah blah blah. What do you think the value of true mentorship is in finding a person to bounce ideas off of and ask for advice, and to just kind of allow yourself to be led in specific directions?
Yeah, well, to be honest, I mean, I think it's something super special. I mean, to be able to, like, when I was playing poker, he was I don't know, the best player in Romania for sure on that specific game, and being able to
Alex was the best player in Romania.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and he doesn't say that.
No.
For sure, 100%. And yeah, being able to sit near him and basically touch a human being that was doing the numbers you wanted to do was actually pretty cool and inspiring. It's like we talked about our trip to Vegas earlier before starting the live on Facebook. Being able to basically I don't know, connect with someone that's actually doing the thing you want to become or the thing you want to do. It's empowering you, and it seems possible for you as well. And I think this is a super special thing. You have to see it to achieve it. And when you stand next to someone that's doing exactly what you would like to do, it basically I don't know, it cuts a lot of the time that you would spend just thinking and doubting yourself that you are able to do that.
Yeah. What do you think, Alex?
Yeah, I wanted to put some context because people watching don't know the story. We went to Vegas, I believe. Was it 1 year after the business, Mircea?
No, it was actually 4 months, or in July. In July.
In July. So we started in March, and in July we went to Vegas at an ASM event, and the big boom for us was seeing people that were maybe 60 years old doing like 200,000 a month, and we would discuss strategies with them because, wow, you're doing so much. We were just starting, and we were like wanted to pick on their brains, and we understood that they don't know things that we do know, and suddenly 200K a month became possible. So that was like, well, we can do this, man. It's serious stuff. And I know you were mentioning Ricardo Tony Robbins. He says proximity is power. When you touch other people that are doing the things that you would like to do, suddenly it becomes possible for you as well. Not all of us have vision and can trust like in just a vision. We kind of need to see things. So in my opinion, to complete what you guys were saying, surrounding yourself with the right people, with the right mentors, reading the right books, is critical, because we can all waste time in learning stuff that will do no good for us. And regarding the 500 or 50,000 coaches, everyone has their coach, right? Everyone is free to choose, and the coach you choose is usually on the same level you're at. Because, and I can say that from experience, when we started, we were buying every course possible. Now we are starting to read books that were written 100 years ago. Why? Because it's all about fundamentals. It's all shiny on Facebook with all these coaches and all that, doing this, doing that. Yeah, there are specifics to the business, but marketing and product creation and all that, it's all back to fundamentals. So yeah, you just have to focus properly, pay attention to who you spend your time with, who you surround yourself with. Like it's, let's take our example. We're four guys here, and we've passed information between each other on our previous calls, Carlos, that are worth millions for sure. Like. Yeah. Literally. And why? Because of one contact. Because one nice guy introduced us, and you said, well, you're those guys that are following me on Facebook all the time. And then we started working with your facility, and we became real life friends, and for sure we're going to be for the rest of our lives. One connection can change anything.
Yes.
One event, if it's the right event and you're trying to make the best out of it, it can change anything. And one last thing I want to mention, because Mircea was saying the story with Facebook, but the funniest thing about Facebook is when he started Facebook advertising, he didn't have a Facebook account. He had 0 friends, and he was asking me, Alex, how do I share a post? That's true story. Seriously.
I love it, man. I love it. It's like you don't learn by reading. Sometimes you learn by doing. Yeah. Right? You go out and do it. And you said it best. It's like the next hello can be the one that changes your life.
Yeah.
Right? The next relationship, and building relationships like this. I feel so very thankful and blessed to live in this time, because we can talk live, real time, share with the world. You guys it's nighttime in Romania. You're spending some time with us. It's daytime here in the US. It's raining in Florida. It's snowing out here in Denver, and we're all having a ball, right? And you know, this wasn't possible even 5-10 years ago.
Yeah.
Right? So it's a wonderful time to start a business. It's a wonderful time to build good, strong relationships with people that are like-minded, that are going to the same places you are. I mean, we're planning vacations with you and your kids and my kids to go to Italy and to go to different places. And I can't wait for those moments to come because, you know, not only the kids will have to a chance to grow up with Romanian kids that will probably teach each other the language, right? I mean, I learned from your boy Romanian in like a day when I was there, and for my kids to have that chance and to really, we are super young still. I mean, it's not even halftime. You guys are even younger than us, so it's not even halftime. We have, you know, 50, 60, 70 years ahead of us to do amazing things and to give back, you know, and I think that's a huge thing for us, the Marketer Brothers, since you have been officially inducted into the Marketer Brothers umbrella. It's for us to give back, right? To give back to those that, man, they're probably feeling lost. They have no clue what to do. They're, you know, they're being misled or just in plain fear, because fear is a real thing for people. Fear is a real thing. Getting started, overanalyzing, overthinking, creating excuses out of nowhere. So, man, it's amazing to spend some time with you guys. And there's some very exciting news for your brand. I don't know if we're at liberty to share or not. Are we?
Yeah, like small stuff. Yeah, of course.
No, just basic. I mean, you guys have built an amazing brand, a 7-figure brand, and now you guys have been given the opportunity to sell that brand and to, you know, get a nice payment for that brand. I am 100% sure this is not the last project you'll do together, because when something works, like your partnership, you want to do 100 things, right? And being able to choose the right one is probably the hardest part, and saying no to the hundreds of opportunities in front of you. So already, guys, I already told you this via Messenger, but I am so proud of you too. I am so thankful to call you friends. You inspire me. It's every time I think about your story, your business, how you handle yourselves, how you two are family men, good husbands, good dads. That to me is priceless. And that's the people that I want around me. So I am thankful that at some point in time, somebody talked about me and referred you to me. And then we were able to build a relationship that, like you said, will last for the rest of our lives. So it's been so fun. I can't wait to do the next one. Congratulations for the sale of your company. And we can't wait to be with you and celebrate together.
Awesome.
You're coming. We're going to go celebrate in Mexico, right?
Yeah, that would be a good plan. Let's see.
All right. Ricardo, you want to say a couple words to say goodbye?
No, man, I'm honored to meet you guys. You know, I can't wait to meet you in person. I just have a question, man. When you guys came to Vegas, did you actually play poker?
No.
Well, we gotta meet up and play one day. You know, we'll play for a little bit of money. You know, but playing is fun. Playing is fun, especially with friends, as you know. You know, it doesn't have to be very serious. It's a fun thing. And congratulations on your success, guys. I mean, I'm sure you're gonna do great things together. And can't wait for you to meet you guys and your families. And you know, we'll talk to you guys soon.
All right, brothers. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing your story and inspiring us today. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Carlos.
Have a great night.
Lovely.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.